All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to Facebook Fan Falloff, and thank you for joining us. I am Andy Crone, and I will be your moderator for today from the sales and marketing team here at SIM, and that is me and Fred at our last Halloween party. Here's a link if you want to go ahead and meet Fred. He's a fun guy. Some quick housekeeping. All attendees will be on mute. Please use the question tab if you'd like to communicate with us, and please feel free to tweet during the webinar. It's #SimWebinar. A little information about SIM partners. Velocity is our SaaS solution local CMS, and it increases local, mobile, and social visibility at a local level. Our Velocity social platform is a social CRM, and that promotes fan engagement at a local level. Now let me introduce our presenter, Jay Hawkinson. He leads our social media and mobile teams here at SIM Partners. Jay.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for the introduction. Like Andy said, my name is Jay Hawkinson. I'm one of the partners here at SIM Partners. And today we're going to be covering Facebook Fan Falloff, what it is and how to prevent it. And I'm going to go through a lot of slides in a very short amount of time. There's going to be a lot of information I'm going to cover very quickly. And if you miss anything, of course, we will send you a link so you can be able to view this webinar after we're done today. But if you also have any questions, just shoot those over. And if we have some time at the end, we'll definitely try to get to all those questions. So anyway, let's jump right in and talk about Facebook Fan Falloff. It all starts with attracting the right fans. So when you think about Facebook and you think about what your strategy is on Facebook, you've got to get the right fans to be, for anything that you're doing when it comes to social media. And not everyone is made the same. Not all fans are going to be the same kind. So it's really about finding the ones that, are going to be the best one for your business, and then also ones that you really want to engage with and want to build upon as a foundation for your business. So how can you be sure to attract the right fans? You do want to use sponsored page likes, and we'll get to all of these points during this webinar. You do want to ask customers to like your page. You want to run relevant promotions. Now, you don't want to use like ladders. You don't want to pay for likes from shady companies, and you don't want to run non-relevant promotions. You might be asking, well, what's a like ladder? A like ladder, I like to refer to as kind of like a pyramid scheme. So it's kind of like and you'll see these on Facebook, and you may have already experienced some of these, where you'll have pages that will be like, okay, well, if you like these pages and tag these pages, then you can add yours to the list, and then somebody will like your page, and it kind of builds upon that. So it's getting people, essentially, whoever's got a page or a fan page out there, to like other pages and try to build their likes, try to grow their likes. And the problem is pretty clear. You're going to get people that are becoming fans of your page that may have no interest in your business whatsoever. In addition to that, it could hurt your overall newsfeed algorithm, and then of course, be viewed as spam in the eyes of Facebook. And you don't want to get penalized for jumping into something that could be very questionable behavior. When we talk about the newsfeed algorithm for Facebook, and it used to be called EdgeRank, and it's not, they don't really refer to it as that anymore, but they use over 100,000 different weighted elements to determine what comes up in that newsfeed. So, and everything really boils down to these buckets: affinity, weight, and time decay. So it's kind of important, when you're thinking about your content strategy, is how that's going to affect your overall algorithm when it comes to things showing up, in the newsfeed. So, I talked about this. I mentioned this. Don't buy likes from shady companies. And it seems really obvious, but you'll see it all the time. You'll get really tempted where somebody's going to offer you a great deal. It's like, $24.99, and you'll get 1,000 likes or something. It's things like that. Again, those likes will go as fast as they can, because a lot of those companies will get busted, because a lot of the pages that are liking you, a lot of the profile and accounts that are liking your site are most times shell accounts, fake accounts, and again, once those get caught, those likes will disappear. So it doesn't really, it's your energy is better spent elsewhere. Also, don't run non-relevant promotions, giveaways, things that just really don't relate to your business or your service or products. Things like, oh, you win a free iPad, and like us, and you'll be entered into a contest to win a free iPad. The problem is that you get a lot of people that, you get a lot of likes really quickly, but then after the contest is over, you get a lot of people who are like, why do I like this page again? I don't even care what this business is, and they unlike you, and then, then you're back to where you started from, and you ended up, having to pay and give away an iPad for that. So, it's I'll talk about, the right kind of promotions to run, but you just, avoid trying to do things that really aren't going to drive the right kind of fans to your page. You do want to use sponsored page-like ads, and this is a great way, especially if you're a local business, you can target ads to your location, and definitely you can target to people that are interested in your content. So you may have, again, you can look at again people that are already fans and saying, okay, well, potentially their friends might be interested as well. So there's a lot of different things you can do with these, with doing sponsored like ads, and again, it's a way to really target and generate likes, but the right kind of likes, people that are generally going to be interested in your business. Do ask customers to like your page. This is, it's again, it seems really obvious, but there's a lot of local businesses, especially if you have a website or a storefront, you should have that signage up. You should have it on your website. Find us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, out there, and you see it more often, now than ever before, and that's great. But I'll always go into a business, I'll walk into a store, and I'll know that they're on Facebook, but they don't have anything about Facebook, in the store. But it's just really, it's a very simple thing to do, and an easy way to get people that are already, customers of your business to like you on Facebook. Like I mentioned, the promotions. Here's, when we're talking about doing something relevant, give away something that, your service. If you're a hotel, give away, a free night stay, or a buy one get one free, or if you have a service, give them a free service for a day or a week or whatever it might be. Something that's related. Now, something that's gonna that's gonna generate, attract the fans that are already interested in what you have. You can also use like gating, essentially to, if you've got a contest or promotion that you want to get people to enter the contest. The way they enter the contest is simply by liking it. So that's another way to generate additional likes. And you can use you can definitely use this to your advantage too, with relevant promotions, and then encourage the fans that you already have to share that promotion. So now you've got the right fans. So what do you do next? So you've got to keep your fans engaged. And this is what when we talk about Facebook fan follow-up, this is what we're really referring to. And that is, you've built up this great, this following, a lot of fans, but you've got to keep them engaged. And there are a lot of things that you can do here. The short list, doing your research, being relevant, sharing photos, videos, asking questions, providing exclusive content, and using those sponsored page posts. Ever since I started to get recognition, I've picked out certain fans and reverse stocked them. And this boils down to researching your fans, knowing what your fans want, providing them with the kind of content that is going to keep them engaged. Do your fans like photos? Do your fans like, what kind of photos do they like? When do they like those kind of photos? So, it's really just finding out and, doing that analysis and putting stuff out there and seeing what they're engaging with. But just really understanding who your fans are and engaging with them, not just posting content, and not, getting any feedback, but really engaging with them. It's also being relevant. You want to have content that's relevant to your business and what you do, especially if you're a local business. Put something out there that people are interested in, that live in that area, that want to engage with. If you're in the Chicago area, you're going to put something that's related to Chicago, or it could be a region. If you're in an area that's affected by a disaster or whatever, you could post something up that is helpful, like, hey, for up-to-date information or road closings or things like that, because that's related to the community that you're in. So there's a lot of ways to establish relevancy based on where you're at as a business. But then it's again going back to research and knowing who your audience is and posting the stuff that they find interesting and relevant. Really big, sharing photos and videos, and this one you hear a lot in terms of just general Facebook tips, but it can't be said enough. Again, photos, images, A lot of times people have much time to engage on Facebook, so it's very easy for them to see an image and be like, wow, that's great, and they can like it or post a comment really quickly, but they really go a long way. So can't stress it enough. Find good images, relevant images, images that represent what you do, but then also they might be whimsical or just things that that your audience will like. Asking questions. This is a big one. Questions go a long way, and it can be something very simple. And you can see just in this example here, this is a question that anybody can answer for the most part, and you should think about that when the questions you ask. But then, another great question to ask is, asking your fans what they want to, what do they want to see? What type of content do they want to see, on your page? It's very easy to do, and it's a very easy way to get people to engage very quickly in Facebook. Providing access to exclusive content. This is something that you see a lot of big brands do, but you can still do that even on a local basis. But again, it's being able, it doesn't have to be every day or even every week, but it's just knowing that your fans can expect something that's going to be a little different, a little exclusive, something they can only get from your Facebook page. Using sponsored page posts. This is, again, you've got content. This is a great way too, especially if you've got stuff that is still some evergreen content that is really great, but maybe didn't get enough likes, or you think is still relevant, still could be pushed out there again. A great way to do it is to put it out there as a sponsored page post to get additional exposure. And you have to remember too that you're only getting in some cases only maybe 16%, 17% of your fans are actually seeing your posts at any given time. So using sponsored page posts is a great way to get exposure for that content, especially if it's great content. So now that you've done that, you want to measure, you want to be able to go back in. How are you doing? It really falls into three different buckets: page likes, engagement, and people, and being able against that, and then readjust as necessary. Additionally, for engagement, which posts are doing better than others? Which are your best posts? If you've got a post that is really doing great in terms of overall engagement, that's something you can replicate. You can say, okay, well, how can we do that again? By the same token, if you've got a post that just, wow, it just didn't have very good engagement, maybe it's something to rethink in your content strategy. And again, if it's something you really feel strongly about, you could also always push it out there as a sponsored page post. So that way you can get additional exposure, and you can really find out, is it getting, is it something your audience really wants to see? And then of course people, finding out, who amongst all your fans is viewing the content, clicking on the content, liking the content, sharing the content. Again, understanding that audience, understanding who it is, and when they're doing it too. It goes back to, the engagement and finding out when are people engaging, what kind of people are engaging, and then being able to readjust your content based on that. So, again, it's all something that you need to do anytime when you're planning your strategy. And the thing is to remember is that you want to bring people, you want to get people in seats, you want to get fans to your game instead of sending fans home because your game isn't any good. You need an action plan. Attract the right fans. Do your research. Engage with those fans. Measure results. Analyze and adjust. And that's it for today. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer those questions. Andy, do we have any questions that came in?
Sure. Let's take a look and see what questions have come in here. All right. So it says, first one here, how do you research your followers to find out what they like? Currently, I just base this on what posts get the most engagement.
Right. Well, there's a few different things. I mean, one, of course, you still want to be able to go back and look at insights overall, and again, what type, and I think what you kind of said it, when you look at your posts and you look at engagement, and you're like, okay, well, this one's getting more engagement than other posts that you've done, and this is under the assumption that you're doing several different types of content and not all the same content. So you can also you know, essentially find out really, you know, again, what type of posts they're engaging with. And then, you know, also look at, you know, these people and see what else other social networks too as well. So you could find out, you know, if you got fans that are, you know, really strong in Facebook, but they might be in other social networks, you can find out and learn more. But again, there's no end to that in terms of research. So I think it's really just, you know, spending the time and really, you know, I think that's what it all boils down to again is having the time to do this. But it's well worth it.
Okay, I know we're hitting right up on 15 minutes, and I want to make sure we keep the 15-minute webinar today. So any of those questions I have in here that we haven't gotten to, we will follow up with you via email. And thank you for attending. If you would like to look into more resources that we have to offer, please go to our resource center. Here is the link. And the live recording will be made available to you tomorrow. Thanks for attending. Have a great day.